next topic which we are going to see is revolt. When people felt that they need a rebellion and they just wanted to join all the people to drive away the Britishers, there was a revolt. And here you can see during the period of revolt what happened in every minds of Indians. So this revolt, it broke out in the period 1857. Then there was a violent outbreak at Meerut and the sepoys marched to Delhi. There was a violent outbreak at Meerut and you could see all the sepoys, they marched to Delhi. Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. Why they are shouting like this? Long live our Emperor Bahadur Shah. Because you could see like Bahadur Shah was a leader who led the rebellion. Okay, and these sepoys, they marched to Delhi. It is because of the motivation which is given by Bahadur Shah. He was a person who led the rebellion. There should be a person to lead a cause. If there is no one, the whole country will be submitted to the British rule. So this man Bahadur Shah played an important role over here. And here you could see the rebellion spread wider and wider. Many landlords had lost their lands because of the British policies and they were sore. Sore means here it shows they are in vain, they are in pain over here. The white man's rule must end. Yes, we will help you. Now the soldiers and the sepoys who were working for the Britishers, who were doing some petty jobs under the Britishers, they told like the rebellion which has started now, it should spread wider and we are ready to help you. Things will happen because of unity, children. I am not going to teach you history over here. I am just bringing out, elevating the literary points which is present. When the whole Indian society, native people was demarcated by the British rule, now only during the period of 1857 you could see they are all united together. And what they are all saying, the white man's rule must end. Yes, we will help you. They are telling like the white man's rule must end. We should put an end to that. We will help you regarding that. Okay, we are ready to help you. We are ready to offer your help. This is the thing you could see. And finally, there is a thing when everyone is ready to help, there was a march led towards Delhi. Okay, now they are taking things to Delhi. Why? You could see to fight for rebellion. And this thought, every Indian had such thought in their mind. What was the thought? Every Indian, like men, women and children, had a thought they need freedom now. They came to a realization that we could not be under the clutches of this British rule. So this thought was in every native people, started from men, women and children. They all strived for the same thing and they marched towards Delhi. And this was the reason why the rebellion spread wider and wider. It just extended. Okay. And this is the place it did not stop. Next to this, you can see there was a thing called freedom. When there was a revolt, people shouted for freedom. And people, they need freedom. What did they do for freedom? The first fight for freedom started over here. You could see that the fight for freedom started here at the period of 1857. The first fight for freedom started at the period of 1857. And we know the period of World War I, 1914 to 1918. So from 1857 till 1914, there was a fight for freedom. It is not the easiest thing, children. Each one is fighting for their life. And here I would like to tell you one thing. This period of lockdown, quarantine, corona, COVID issues, we are not comfortable. See, 1 year, 3 or 4 months, we are not able to tolerate things. And here the fight for freedom began by 1857. It continued till 1914, 1918. Again there was a Second World War, 1938 to 45. We got independence only by 1945. So you could see the period of revolution, the period of rebellion, the period of revolt. How hard it will be for them to survive. It was difficult for them to undergo the struggles. Next, here when we start with this fight for freedom, many former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow were bitter. So here the first person who could get that bitter feeling in the heart is Begum Hazrat Mahal. The white man has taken away my kingdom. We have already seen in Company's conquest that all our princes were short-sighted. The first person to come out with a spark in the mind is Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow. The white man has taken away my kingdom. Now I should do something to drive away the British rule. Such a thought in the person's mind. Next, popular leaders like Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faizabad told the people. Again, one more ruler, Maulvi Ahmadullah of Faizabad, what he told the people? Rise, brothers, rise. The Angress is ruining our land. What is the meaning of the word ruining? Destroying everything in our land. They joined the upsurge against the foreigners. Now you could see the rebellion spread wider and it reached the nook and corner of the society. The people started to spread the rebellion. Now it is there in everyone's heart to spread the rebellion. Next, Azimullah Khan told Tatia Tope, we would have Peshwa Nana Sahib as our leader in this war of independence. Now there is a suggestion like we can include this person to go with the rebellion. And what is the reply? The patriots pounced upon the British and fought pitched battles all over the North India. So here you could see kings, princes from different parts of the country, they are coming together to fight for a cause. And what is that cause? To drive away the British people. So this is what? Once we stand united, we could do things. And we already know about a story, many stories of unity. And here in the next picture you could see 80-year-old Kunwar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. So when the rebellion is going on, when the revolt is going on, 80-year-old Kunwar Singh. See, I am not going to talk about the history, children. I am talking about the determination. I am talking about the spirit in them. I am talking about their willpower. 80-year-old Kunwar Singh of Bihar received a bullet in his wrist. And what he did? He is just cutting his wrist over there. You could see that picture. He is just cutting his wrist and he is telling, Mother Ganga, this is my last offering to you. I should not forsake any lives. I should not see any more bleeding over here. Let this be my last offering to you. I am not ready to forsake anything. See the guts, see the willpower, see the determination. This is the thing I wanted to highlight over here. I am not handling you the history. So, when this happened, there are some great leaders who led the revolt of 1857. Here I have given you the image of some great leaders. If you can come out with the names of these great leaders, you can just write it down. Because we are living in an independent India now. We have got independence. We are no more under the clutches. There is no bond. We are living in a country of freedom. But this freedom, it is not a one day's job. It is not a one night job. 100 years they fought for it. And finally they attained freedom. Without these great leaders, we would have not tasted what is freedom, children. Great leaders who sacrificed their life for the sake of their people. Native people of India should realize it, and ultimately at this point we have to understand a thing. It is because of their struggle we are living in an independent India. Ultimately, at this point, we should come to a realization: without these people, our country is nothing. The fragrance of freedom which we are breathing now, it is nothing without these people. We are now proud to say that we are living in an independent nation. We are independent in our thoughts. We are independent in our words. We are independent in our actions. And we call ourselves as an independent nation. It is because of the great people who sacrifice their life. And I would like to tell you one more thing here. This lesson has a historical background, how we attained freedom. What I have told you is regarding the sparks, the feeling, the intentions and the thoughts in the mind of the people. Rest is history, children. If you are going to study it year by year, that is history. Rest is history. I don't want to touch on history. I wanted to evoke the feelings of you, and hope so I have done it. So what you understand from the lesson? We are living in an independent nation, and this is the time for us to just remember the martyrs who sacrificed their life. This is the time for us to recall how many years they have fought for freedom. So, when it comes to a point like it is our nation, we should strongly stand for it. As an Indian, we should have that spirit. And let us fix in our mind that I am going to make things clear. We are living in an independent nation. It's because of these rulers. Try to understand that. I think I have done justice to my job by just evoking the emotions of you, how we got independence. And I did not give importance to the year, because this is not the subject of history. It is something to deal with your emotions. Next thing is, thank you children. I'll meet you in next online session. Have your textbook in hand and note down the points. Have you enjoyed the lesson? Glimpses of the past, from the beginning, company's conquest, British rule, there was a great reformer, oppression, dissatisfaction, sparks, there was a revolt, and finally they fought for freedom. Because of their fight, now we are living in an independent India, which is giving space for our thoughts, actions and movements. Be happy children, be an independent person in life. Right now, the session which is going on for you, we teachers, we could do only this. And your parents is supporting you. Try to be independent. Don't always have your parents as your guidance. This is the point, you have to be more independent in learning your lessons. If you want to be independent, you have to be responsible. I want you all to be independent, and I want you to be responsible enough in nature. Thank you children. Bye bye. See you in next session.